Welcome back to Let's Play Katawa Shoujo. It's kind of a rare occasion, but I'm actually recording the day before uploading for once. Although technically it is still the day that I'll be uploading, because it's technically midnight now. Took forever editing for Final Fantasy X. I'm like up to part 39 of ILP so far. It's like Blitzball, had to split in 2 parts because it was an hour and 20 minutes long, it took forever, and yeah. So anyway, where were we? I jump at him, address him, I guess it's natural to spark some conversations since there's nobody else around. Except the bird, of course. Nothing, thinking about what I do after school. The teacher slowly puts the cap on the pen he is holding and arranges his papers into a stack, clicking it against the desk twice. He seems very methodical, and for a brief moment I'm reminded of Shizune. The teacher is more unhurried and relaxed, much more routine. You have no plans. No, I consider joining a club, but don't know what kind of club would interest me. Go observe a meeting of someone else's club might pique your interest. I guess. Your I don't know how to continue from there. He looks at me in a way that makes me quickly want to take the words back to avoid a conversation. But I can't, so I have to forge ahead. I just don't know how to deal with people, I mean, the other students. I am talking to people and everything, so it's not that I'd be isolated or anything. I just don't know what to think about. Disabilities, it's like, it feels that I'm being impolite if I pay attention to them, and it's weird to ignore them. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Teacher scratches his cheek, absent-mindedly looking very unresponsive. These things are only an issue if you make them. You can talk normally with someone, even if they are blind or something. Try to look behind the superficial. There's not a single student here who isn't just a normal kid behind whatever they might seem at first glance. He says the same thing as Yuko did. I know they're right, but it's hard. How can you not consider, for example, Shizune's deafness when the only way to communicate with her is to talk through Misha? Or Hanako, it's not like you can ignore her face. But I'm interrupted by the door of the classroom suddenly slamming open. Teacher! Misha crouches in, hands straight in an enthusiastic greeting, her voice loud and lively enough to wake the dead from their graves. She starts towards the teacher's desk with her bouncing step, hands energetically swinging with the rhythm. Misha, visibly dismayed at the interruption, and Misha in general, slumps in his chair. Mikado, whatever the hell. Misha stops in her tracks and looks around cluelessly if she's sensing from his tone that something's wrong, but has no idea what. Yes? That wasn't your voice. We have talked about volume control before. Hey! Might as well say it in Japanese, because why not? I just can't picture just saying yes. It's gotta be in Japanese on that one. Well, obviously, she's supposed to be Japanese, but really, I don't even know what nationality she would really look like, really. I mean, one nationality has, you know, pink hair that goes into drills. That's kind of weird. But she doesn't lower her voice at all, and the teacher just rubs his eyes. So, what is it? We need help. We're running out of supplies for the festival stands. This is a stress. She waves a pink slip of paper she's holding around. So, go get more supplies in the art room. What's the problem with that? Plywood. Plywood is always the problem. Last time we wanted more than was... there was only a little, but... why do I always stumble over these freaking lines? It's because I'm reading it and, you know, reading out loud at the same time. If I knew what dialogue it was the entire time, before even reading, probably wouldn't have as much trouble with it. The time we just took, we just took it all and went with that. My sentence just fell apart there. Now there's like none left, so you know where there is some. I don't understand. How would I know? Shu-chan, I mean, the president thought that a teacher would know if there's plywood. Was she wrong? It looks like he is in great pain, frowning with his entire essence. And Misha doesn't get it at all. Looking at the two of them communicate is terrible, like looking at a man being tortured by drilling his skull. Drilling! Drill hair! Ha 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 ha! His skull, while blasting pop music at full volume at the same time. Okay, now I'm picturing Misha singing a pop song through one of these, while at the same time using what the other one is a drill into his skull. He's like, ah! I'm afraid I have no idea if there's any plywood in the school, let alone where it could be if there was any. What should I do? Perhaps try to find Mr. Namoya. I'm quite sure he would know where to find everything you need. You'd have to pry them from his cold dead hands, but that's a different matter. Oh, I don't have time, we're busy! So busy, yes. She holds her head with both of her hands, looking so despairing as it's possible for a person like her. Without even noticing, she crumbles the note she's holding against her head. I shouldn't even be fetching these things. There's much to do and we are falling behind the schedule. Mito looks at her gravely and then suddenly smiles. Smiling doesn't really fit his face. I think it'd be better if he didn't. I wonder if you could get some temporary help. He switches to staring at me focusedly, with a hard expression as if trying to say, go, make some friends. I guess I can give you a hand. You can, thanks, Hee-chan, you're really nice. She pauses, does a double take, and then points at me with her finger, yelping, ah, and looking very puzzled. Come to think of it, what's Hee-chan doing here? Class is over, you should be having fun. We just had a little chat. Oh no, it's not detention, is it? Are you in trouble, Hee-chan? No, I'm not. Is Hee-chan in trouble, teacher? No, he's not. Mr. sighs deeply and I feel that I have to help Misha to get her off the teacher's back. So, what do you need? What do you need? You need to realize that this scene could have just been skipped this entire time because you got nothing to do with Hanako. But if I hit the skip mode button, how far will it go? Rin 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 rin. Misha Shizune, Misha Shizune, Rin, Misha Shizune, Rin. Oh, still Rin. Still Rin 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 rin. Teacher, 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 teacher. No, it's nurse actually, no teacher. I think probably yes, but let me just double check. It is a yes. And a skippy skip. Oh. Nope, still skip. Painting, 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 paint, 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 paint. Oh! Skip a little. Out! No, skip some more. Do 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 do. Halt! Nope. Skip. Kenji! You and your wackiness. All the pizza. Halt. I went too freaking far again. Maybe. Let's see. No, 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 no. No, I will not have it. No. Even if it means going through that all over again. But we don't have to go all over it again because I'm using skip mode. Misha Mutual Rin 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 Misha Shizune Misha Shizune Rin 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 Misha Shizune Rin 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 Nurse 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 Nurse. Ah, yes. Nurse, 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 rin, 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 rin. Emmy. Can't freaking say it that fast continuously, man. Kenji! Conspiracy theories, pizza, stuff. Halt! I said freaking... You son of a bitch, did that go too far? You seriously went to that anyway? Whatever, the combination of fatigue, frustration, and boredom starts to make me feel very tired. I blanket for a second, waking up when my head hits the surface of my desk, rubbing my forehead. I realize this is as good a reason as any to stay up for now and stop coming to class so early later. Wait, that's probably the dialogue is up right now, right? The Cold War! Eventually, I hear a tapping noise outside in the hallway, and Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. She's not in this class, so she must have some other business. Maybe she's looking for Hanako. Lily stops at the door, looking hesitant as if she was a vampire who can't come in unless invited. I consider doing so because she looks rather lonesome standing there. She steps in on her own accord, though, after straightening her skirt and shirt collar as if it was of importance to look prim when entering our classroom. Excuse me. She calls into the quiet classroom with a probing, delicate voice. I realize the silence might unnerve her because of her blindness, so I break it. Good morning, Lily. Hisao, good morning. I didn't hear you come in. I wonder if she thinks it's suspicious I didn't say anything to her before. It's likely if I were to tell too big a lie now, it would sink me. Well, it's already here, just asleep until now. Oh, have you seen Hanako today by any chance? No, she seems to come in only just before the bell rings, or after that. Do you want me to tell her something for you? No, it's fine. It's strange, but I think we're the only two people in school right now. I didn't hear anyone else on my way here. I shouldn't have gotten up so early today, I guess. You're chastising yourself for doing something that other people, should. Punctuality is a good thing. I think so, anyway. It's a very busy morning today. The festival is coming up soon, and today is the deadline for event registration, budget reports, and any other, official paperwork. It could be that everyone's trying to complete the necessary forms at the last minute. Maybe that is why it's so quiet today. Hi! Misha pops into the room with Shizune as if on cue, shouting with a loudness that makes Lily visibly flinch. Hi-chan! The way I freaking voice actor. Hi. Look, it's the class representative! Hello! Lily smiles, probably amused by Misha's or Shizune's use of the word look. Good morning. Of course you're not the representative of this class, right? I'm not. Lily seemed a little more guarded on her answers to Shizune than she was with me the other day. I guess they really don't get along at all. Then I realized that Lily might actually not know Shizune is present, and she's trying to detect whether or not she is, to know who she is talking to. Well, she knows she's talking to Misha, but knowing that she and Shizune are practically inseparable, she might expect Shizune being the one that actually talks. Damn, how complicated. I decided to help Lily out for my own peace of mind more than anything else. You're here early, Shizune. You were here even earlier than us. Misha puffs out her cheeks angrily. Why is she getting angry? Does she feel emotions on Shizune's behalf too? It's not that weird though that Shizune didn't like my little comments. It's true I was here earlier than them, so me saying something like that could definitely be misinterpreted as anything. Especially to Shizune, who doesn't have the benefit of hearing tone to gauge intent. Before I can start weighing whether or not I should apologize, Shizune has already moved on. Class rep, it's a good thing you're here. We have to talk. The festival's coming up in 3 days, right? Every other class has already handed in their projected budget reports for the events. Even the first years, except you. There's still time to hand it in, isn't there? Today! The deadline is today! You're certainly taking your time, aren't you? If I had my way, I'd have had all of the necessary paperwork days ago. But someone had to say the deadline. Please extend it. Yes, that was me. Planning something on this scale is not a small task. And a week is too small a time frame to expect a whole class to work out such a complex issue completely. Do you want to know what's harder than distributing the funds for one class event? Handling the same matter for every class in the school and then some. The one who does that is me. Misha puts her hands on her hips and stands up straight. Wow, she's really getting into the role. Really doesn't look like she's very amused, though. Hey, Shizune, aren't you being a little too hard on her? There's still a whole day left. Please, Hisao, it's all right. Lily seems happy I'm taking her side, but a bit conflicted that I might not think she can take care of herself. If this isn't about the budget, then I'm disappointed you think I have forgotten about it. I understand how important it is. Then can I have it, please? Shizune, she might not have it on her at this exact second.
It's not here right now. I asked 2 students to take care of it for me. Students from my class.
She emphasized the last sentence, much to my surprise. She knows about Shizune and Misha's efforts to rip me into the student council. I guess word must have got around, so now she's using me as ammo against Shizune. This just gets better and better.
It was your responsibility. A budget report isn't something you should just be delegating away as. Class rep, it's your job to be on top of things. This kind of disregard for proper procedure is really just terrible.
They completed it, being capable of doing so, but the students have been sick recently, so they could not come to school and give it back to me. If you want, I will apologize on their behalf for getting sick.
Okay!
Although Misha misses Lily's little jab entirely, Shizune doesn't, and she seems torn between being offended by Lily's daring and jumping for joy at the prospect of a challenge.
Lily, don't they live here at the school? That's a 5-minute walk, you know. What could they possibly have that prevents them from taking 5 minutes out of their busy lives to drop off something that will affect the enjoyment of the entire class?
The flu? I mean, just 5 minutes, just like, oh, fuck that, man, I can't even get a bed. Lily opens her mouth to say something, but Shizune closes the gap between them and starts signing furiously, waving her hands around like an orchestra conductor. Misha tries her best to convey the same passion, but... oh my god, I just got an idea. Yeah, man, if I can be baller too, I am going to, take a screenshot from my LP of Muller Free where you battle Lord Passion. I'm gonna, just put Misha's face over it or something. Maybe. That's a bizarre image. Maybe I'll do that, maybe not. Whatever, either way. Misha tries her best to convey the same passion, but can't seem to lose her normal cheerful tone. The result is interesting and somewhat surreal. Quite like that image of Lord Passion with her face. Shizune's face, of course.
And what's with that attitude? I said that it's not something you should be delegating away. Are you the class representative, or aren't you? Tell me the names of those 2 students. They should have your job if you can't even handle something this simple yourself.
One form isn't the full extent of what I am supposed to take care of.
Lily's tone is growing slightly impatient, but she's doing a good job of not letting Shizune see how unsettled she's becoming. She's playing her cards close to her chest. Shizune, on the other hand, wraps her fingers cheerfully along the edge of her glasses, knowing Lily can neither hear nor see how excited she is.
Of course you do so much, class rep. It must be so difficult being you.
Lily tightens her lips at Misha's words, clearly understanding the intent behind them, even though Misha delivers them without even a hint of the sarcasm which they were meant to have. Shizune and Lily don't like each other. That much is clear, but this seems a little much. It seems like Lily has had enough and is ready to push back. It is on.
I was actually just discussing the budget report before you came by. You must be very talented to have finished all your student council duties here so quickly that you can track me down to make sure I don't forget my own.
Are you accusing me of slacking off? It seems like you're confusing me with yourself.
I don't think so. That would be a very difficult thing for me to do, compare myself to you.
You're right, the difference between us is like heaven and hell.
And it's not hard to guess which one you might represent.
The air between them rivels with the heat of the enemy. Well, not really. They can't disguise it anymore, though. Even Misha looks like she's beginning to understand the real nature of this conversation. But then...
Ichan, don't you slack off either.
What are you talking about?
Aren't you taking part in the festival, Ichan? You are, aren't you? Then I hope you're going to do a lot more to make sure it goes smoothly than this person.
I don't understand why Shizune is suddenly getting mad at me. I don't know how this would work, but let me just check something. Actually, I think that'd be it. I have no idea when that choice is. It's apparently a choice where it's like, hey, I've done enough for the student council already. But that's not the option here, is it? So, I guess we go with this. Hey, I'm the new guy, remember? It's not like I could have done much even if I wanted.
That's right, you shouldn't expect a transfer student to jump right into it on his first week. Lilly taking my side feels oddly comforting, so I decide to back her up too. Yeah, you're being unreasonable with us both. Look at her face, just like, the fuck did you just say?
Excuses. Miss Claprap has had plenty of time to deal with her report. And we repeatedly offered you a position to help with the student council work, but you refused to commit yourself to making the festival a success.
Yeah, but as I said back then, I'm not sure if... I don't have time for this right now, so no matter what I do, it will mean being drawn into a confrontation with Shizune, and that is what she wants. Whatever, forget it. I turn my back at them. The Lilly class is going to be starting soon, so we can talk more later. I'll tell Hanako you were looking for her. I can feel Shizune freezing. Maybe this is the first time she has ever been ignored in such a blunt manner. She's like, holy shit, you did not just do that.
Thank you, Hisao. I'll leave now then. She gives me the sweetest smile I've seen all week and turns on her heels to make her exit. As soon as Lilly walks out the door, I suddenly start feeling reluctant about turning to face Shizune. I can feel her eyes burning into my back, and I can't bring myself to look at her. She must be furious! I keep expecting Misha to say something to alleviate the tension, but it really is, wanting too much. In the end, I go back to my seat and listen to the sound of Shizune's footsteps as she marches out of the room. She doesn't return until a few minutes before class. Hanako doesn't come to the morning class at all, leaving her seat looking empty and lonely in the back of the classroom. I have to tell her that Lilly was looking for her for cereal later. After the events of this morning, class is pretty boring in comparison. I turn the pages of my textbook lazily. I have a bit of catching up to do despite trying to keep up with my studies at the hospital, but I'm not feeling that enthusiastic yet. The clock at the front of the room sounds unbearably loud. The teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes, instead opted to cover the boards and rows of equations taken directly from the book. Rhythmic clashes of chalk on blackboard seems to synchronize perfectly with the ticking of the clock. I start to copy down the equations just to pass time, even though they are right there in the textbook. When the bell rings, I'm on a hurry because I have nothing to do, so I stay for a while doing what we covered in class today. I prefer to leave laughs anyway, so I don't have to deal with crowding in the hallways. I noticed Shizune and Misha have also stayed behind, talking to someone from another class. Shizune is signing so fast that her hands make noises like swords cutting through the air. Maybe there is pent-up anger in there. Misha is trying desperately to keep up, but it's clear she can barely manage to even understand her. I put my head down, and whatever they're discussing, it looks like serious business. Shizune signs to the point where her wrists crackle, and Misha struggles to spit it out in word form. Sometimes she trips over herself like she's dealing with tongue twisters. That's exactly what I went through when voice acting her, wasn't it? She's just like blah 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 blah. And then on top of that, she had to sign back anything the other girl says. That sounds like a pain in the ass. Seems like a rough though, the job. Misha looks tired, like she's about to faint. Luckily for her, their business is soon finished and the girls sit down on their seats again.
I'm so tired.
She's hanging her head deliberately on her desk, looking exhausted. I'll use the opportunity to reconcile with Shizune a bit without getting interrupting the student council thing again, although I suspect that door's now closed for me. Festival preparation must be tough for you. Indeed, the people in this school seem to be taking the festival very seriously. Whenever I see people idling around before and after classes, they're always talking about their plans for it. It's kind of neat to see everyone being so enthusiastic about it. I'm probably the only one who doesn't have something to do. She then scoffs at me first, as if trying to decide whether to ignore or sneer at me, but in the end she starts signing without doing nothing. Misha perks up, looking at her hands with slightly unfocused eyes. She signs with harsh, heavy, dramatic strokes. Misha translates her signing into speech for me. She does it so well it's almost like Shizune is actually speaking, transmitting her thoughts directly through Misha. She must have practiced it vigorously.
Well, of course we're in the student council, you know, so we're pretty busy. It's an important duty of ours to ensure the success of the festival with all our strength. And that's why I'm going to totally ignore... Wait, no, actually, I think Hanako randomly appears at some point here, doesn't she? So I will still on-screen it. We would shame ourselves in front of the past student council generations if the festival were to fail. That's why there must be no flaws, no I think that was nothing that might make the festival short of perfect.
So, today's passionate speech and wishes and acting are really oddly fitting of them.
Oh, hello.
Yep, there she is. I look over my shoulder and see Hanako peering timidly into the classroom, most of her body hidden behind the door.
Hey, plain delinquent again?
Hanako blushes hard at Misha's straightforward jab, even if it was only in jest. Shizune stares at her probingly, causing Hanako to look down and start backing away to the point where only her fingers can be seen wrapped nervously around the edge of the door. Maybe she has shown her dislike of Hanako by association of her dislike of Lilly. It appears so, and Hanako probably knows it as well. What is it, Hanako?
Has Lilly been here? Sorry, I haven't seen Sato. She came by in the morning, though.
Hanako keeps looking uneasily at Shizune, who stares back at her with her usual studying gaze. What is she trying to do? Of course, Shizune isn't going to look away, and she's intimidating enough as it is, so I can only imagine how terrified Hanako will be. It is a little uncomfortable watching Hanako's reaction to Shizune's normal behavior. This is what happens when two people of two different extremes meet, it seems.
Reminds me of this one time.
I'm not sure what LP I mentioned in, but I got like this hostel place like once or twice a week. Try to learn some skills like cooking, cleaning, stuff like that. And this one time was there, this really hyper kind of extroverted, I don't know, pronunciation kind of guy was there. He's like, couldn't stand silence type of guy. And me, I'm the complete polar opposite. Always quiet and in my own mind a lot. And like, feel uncomfortable around too many people and too much noise. So that is another example of two people of two different, well, I'm not sure if it'd be extremes necessarily, but definitely different. Like, complete opposites.
Do you know where she is? If she has any sense in her head, she's in her classroom working on their festival project. But who knows where that woman is loitering at?
You need to find her. She was looking for you in the morning, but I guess you have missed each other. She waits a little bit, answering the simple question, looking awfully like she's not sure if it's proper to answer such a question.
Yeah.
I can come with you, if it's okay. Hanako nods, frictionally, still on guard, her shoulders stiff like wood. I get the feeling that she might be more comfortable by herself after all. But it's too late to back off now. Never got this option before. Well, there wasn't really an option there. It all depends on what choice you make. With the, well, I suppose the library thing probably would have had to count as well. She has this really troubled expression she seems to wear almost constantly, one that makes me constantly be on guard myself. I wonder why. I kind of understand why she always seems to be so wary, or maybe more like why there could be a person like her. But I still have no idea how I should act around such a person. It's dinner time soon. Will you plan to eat with Lilly? She nods slightly. So she must have been trying to get in the cafeteria. Well, there's something of a dinner crowd, just like the cafeteria is crowded during lunch. It's not as bad because dinner time is longer than lunch hour, but I can understand why Hanako could be discouraged from going in. I pick up my bag and we take our leave. Hanako skips a little to meet my initial pace, so I slow down to match her speed. It doesn't take long for us to be walking at a comfortable pace down the hallway. Almost feels like we're going for a stroll together. It's something that I can't say I've really done before with a girl. Hanako doesn't seem to be thinking the same thing, though. Even though we are walking at the same pace, she never comes within arm's reach of me. I guess she's still a little uncomfortable around me, given how shy she is. There doesn't seem to be much helping it, at least for now. By the time we arrive at the cafeteria, there is not much of a crowd there, but Lilly is nowhere to be seen. Hanako's head sinks even lower than usual. Have you looked somewhere else already?
Just at the library. I was reading.
So she does spend the classes she skips at the library. So not exactly a thorough search then. Well, if I had to guess, she'd be in her home class like Shizune said, right?
Right.
With the slightest of nods, Hanako agrees with my reasoning.
God, she's being so awkward. It's like I need double-layered silk gloves with padding to even begin interacting with her. Some small talk might help her become a bit more used to me. It isn't hard to tell that the silence between us is hovering on the edge of both our minds. It's like some small talk. I'm crap with small talk, man. It's like, you know, when people just like, you know, comment on the well or something like that. It's like, what do you expect from me? It's like, if I'm familiar with someone enough to a point where I can just, you know, be myself, I'd probably say something sarcastic, but usually I'm just either kind of silent, just nod in agreement. Well, I don't know. I don't tend to really do well with small talk. But anyways, so you and Lily usually hang out together after class, right?
Yes.
I'm not quite sure what I expected from her answer, nor why I even asked the question. That much was rather obvious after all. She doesn't seem like the type to cultivate a social circle either, so I suspect that Lily may well be her only friend. Must be pain being in different classes, I'm guessing. She gives a sharp, almost reflective nod compared to Lily's careful thought about her actions and speech. Hanako hastens to make her answers as prompt and short as possible.
Lily comes to my classroom, though, even when she's busy.
She gives a small smile as she says it, evidently appreciating the fact that Lily goes out of her way to help her. It's pretty good, really. There isn't any need to say more. Both of us content that the discussion's reached an end. As we ascend the stairs back to the lobby, we are met by a group of students heading downstairs like a school of fish moving from one feeding area to another. They seem to be keeping mostly to themselves, but before I can notice her doing so, Hanako has moved around behind me. Hey, are you alright?
Just keep going.
The students pass us way out as much as a second glance, and Hanako takes up position to my side again as we enter the building. A momentary reprieve from her anxiety all but snatched away. Even as we climb towards the third floor, she doesn't seem to relax. It isn't as if I've never known a shy person before, even shy girls, but Hanako seems to be pretty far beyond what I'd call normal in her fear of older people. If it wasn't for Lily acting as a meditator, I doubt Hanako would have ever been able to walk beside me like this. She seems to completely shut down in the presence of others. Again, I can totally relate. Maybe, I don't know, compared to Hanako, how I am when it comes to stuff like that. I am pretty damn, you know, social kind of anxiety. That's all I can really say to it, like I've said. It's like, for example, when waiting for a bus, for example, and like there's people at the bus stop, I will stand a fair distance away. That's how weird it can be for me. Just like, doesn't feel comfortable. Just like standing around people waiting for a damn bus. And then when I actually am waiting for a bus, I like feel like a statue. I don't move. Well, I move, but I don't move as in, you know, walk or anything like that. So, regardless of how long the bus takes, by the time the bus arrives, it's like, my legs, Just, so I can kind of relate there, obviously. The rest of the walk up to Lily's classroom continues in strained silence, while I rue her inability to socialize at all. I mean, that's the whole thing with me, is like, I find when I'm having a conversation with someone, I can handle that just fine. If I know the person well enough, just perfectly fine. But as soon as another person comes into that, silence. It's weird. After we make our way up the stairs, the noise coming from Lily's classroom is audible from halfway down the hallway. Wasn't expecting such a din at all. Well, I guess we found her. This wasn't hard. Did Hanako come here first, then come to me for backup, I wonder? Well, if that's true, then at least she's starting to trust me a little. That can only be a good thing. Eventually the two of us reached the door to class 3-2. With Hanako less than subtly positioning herself behind me, I opened the door. Inside is a hive of activities, seemingly every student in the class talking at once as they were currently on their separate tasks. Going by the paint cans, decorations, banners being made, it may be... No. Fucked up that one, didn't I? It must be for the upcoming school festival. I guess my first priority should be finding Lily. I wonder what... Actually...
Yeah, what's up with that? Why is the colors highlighted? What is it meant to represent? What's the red? What's the blue? What's the white? I don't mean like what places, I mean what's the purpose of coloring them in that way? I have no idea. I guess my first priority should be finding Lily. There. Finding her among the demons is surprisingly easy, not the least because of her looks. A couple of students gather around her as she stands at the front of the class. She seems to be in charge of the preparations, or at least busy organizing them. Well, it kind of explains how she was late arriving to the class, I suppose, because of that whole thing. Just noticed that, they've got a fan there. Neat. Carefully negotiating the path through the various students hunched over the floor for lack of desk space, I raise a hand entirely out of habit as we finally reach Lily. Hi, Lily. She pokes her head up as she breaks off talking to a noticeably small girl who must be her classmate. Trying to listen as best as she can.
Sorry, who?
Sorry, Hisao, I have Hanako too.
Hi.
She's pretty skittish considering the number of people around. It isn't too hard to work out why. Lily takes a moment's pause to assess the situation before turning to the other student once again.
For the moment, just ask Moriah for his advice. Kenji's busy with painting one of the banners already.
A quick nod and she bounces off, fingers carefully sliding along the walls for ace for orientation. Wait, Kenji? That's Kenji? I quickly turn around, leaning to the side to see past Hanako. Sure enough, in a corner of the room, Kenji's hunched over a sheet of cloth as he paints it. His eyes remain only inches from the brush, reminding me of how close he had to be to make out my face when I met him. So, just like, now we see Kenji out of his habit, and actually in a classroom doing something.
Sorry about that. Our class doesn't have many students with even partial eyesight, so they're in high demand.
That's right, class 3-2, especially for students with poor vision. Well, for the festival must be pretty audition. No, that's fine. On the other hand, I could give you help if you need some. Maybe Hanako could too. A chance to set her mind on something would do her good, but I doubt she has the courage to ask outright. She quickly nods in information afterwards, so I'm confident I made the right move. Lily gives a notable sigh of relief.
Ah, that's good. This might actually get finished before everyone goes off to dinner now. Would you be able to help the person painting the main banner? It's a big task for him to do, but nobody else can help.
You know what? It's like she's praying. It's just like, please, actually, because it's just help. Kenji, sure. She seems surprised that I know him. I can't really blame her. He's like, you know that guy? Really?
I take it you've met.
Our rooms are in the dorm right next to each other. Hard to miss each other, really.
Well, it's good to see you're getting friends so fast.
Friend? I wonder if that's the right word to use for him. Hanako's silence during the proceedings reminds me of the reason I put her up to helping in the first place. We'll go help him then. He knows what needs doing, right?
That's right. Just ask if you have any problems.
As in Hanako and I begin another trek across the classroom. Kenji sits crouched on the floor, his gaze fixed on the white in front of him. Hey, Kenji. No answer. He continues dragging his paint-soaked brush along the large, half-painted Kenji that's sketched on the sheet in pencil. What? Kenji? What? Who is it? If this is the way he treats class members, it's no wonder he's working on this alone. It's me, Hisao from... Right. Right. I know that, man. What are you doing here, though? His dismissive attitude annoys me. He must be the type to really get focused on his work, hating to be disturbed by anyone until he's done, I suppose. While we talk, the sound of Hanako's footsteps as she walks out from behind me reminds me that she's here. I was just going to help with the banner, Hanako and I, that is.
Hello.
Oh, hey, I guess that's okay. As soon as Hanako enters the equation, his Demno takes a complete about, face's sudden focus hospitality is slightly unsettling. Alright, women, on second thoughts, this may not have been a great idea after all.
Hanako and I grudgingly set ourselves down on the opposite side of the cloth banner to Kenji, noting the several small paint tins on the ground around it. Class 3-2, noodle stall. You guys selling noodles at the festival on Sunday?
Yeah, some stalls outside, Sergeant.
Or something is non-committal interest sparks a fair amount of suspicion on my behalf. The task at hand comes first, though. So, how do you want to split this? We do borders while you do the text, or do you want to switch and do the borders?
Text is mine, you do borders.
He has surprisingly strong feelings on the topic. As I reach over to grab a brush, I notice Hanako is already debating between color schemes. By the time I brush the cloth, she's already started to on a delicate pattern. Looks like my idea of taking her mind off everyone around her worked. With a dark blue stroke, the three of us silently get to work. Not before Kenji takes advantage of Hanako's work to lean towards me and whisper conspiracies by the
Okay, man, why are you here?
Hanako just wanted some help with my Lily, that's all. He apparently disapproves of my motivations.
I get it. It looks like I misjudged you. You're infiltrating them, aren't you? Going deep undercover.
I should have guessed. Letting the truth slip by him would probably be better than outright lying or lying in any case. Is that why you're here?
Obviously. Sucks, but there's no better way to get intel than going in yourself. You gotta stick together, man. This is a harsh school. A harsh world.
Yes, very harsh. He misses my true meaning as he leans back, satisfied I'm sympathetic to his cause. I'd better get down to work.
Finished.
Looks like I am too. Good job. The two of us connect up the lines of our patterns, mine being as close a copy as I could manage of hers. With a grunt, I lever myself up from the floor and look around. Aside from Hanako and myself, there's only Kenji left finishing off a sign, as well as Lily and a couple of students talking about hungry cells in the classroom. Looking at my watch, it's no surprise, it's getting pretty late. I need a hand. I offer a hand to Hanako, which she uses to get herself up. As she does, I can't help but glance at her wrists. If her scars extend even further, just how much of her body was burned. I feel a pang of guilt about it, however, as she quickly covers her wrist with her other hand. Looks good, doesn't it? She looks surprised for a moment before noticing that I mean the banner.
It does, I guess.
Her smile shows that she feels a slight sense of pride in the results, just as I do. With the floor significantly neater for the decorations being placed on desks and shelves, it's much easier to get to Lily as we cross the room. We finished the banner, I guess that's all that needs to be done. Lily gives an appreciative nod.
Thank you, Hisao. Hanako, if there's any way I can thank you.
It's fine. Beats sitting in my room studying at any rate.
I don't mind either.
She nods before suddenly remembering one last person.
Oh, is Kenji still here?
Just as I open my mouth, Kenji gives the answer from the other side of the room.
Yeah, just finished.
He carefully slides his side onto an empty section of shelf to dry before quickly walking past us and out the door.
See ya, man.
Bye. The remaining two students say their goodbyes to Lily before taking their cue to leave as well, leaving only the three of us. Well, I guess that's everyone.
I hope we don't have to do anything like that again.
Well, working past school time.
Indeed, the class plans this year were ambitious, maybe too ambitious. The stalls look nice, though.
She's right, it shows that a lot of work's gone into them.
My, I'm sure a lot of us would be glad to hear that. At least now there's not much work to do until the festival itself. It's getting pretty late. Should we go? That's probably a good idea. Are you going back to the dorms as well, Hisao?
Yeah, I guess I'll tag along. The nighttime lightly really makes the guns look quite different. Compared to the usual look of lush greenery, things are much more calm. Being that it's so late, the lack of students around probably helps. The odd one or two can be seen scurrying to and from the dorms, trying to eke the most out of their approaching curfews, but no more. All that can be heard is our footsteps, in addition to Lily's cane regularly gently tapping the ground in front of her.
It's nice to finally be able to relax a bit after the mad rush during school. Without even noticing it, I let out a small yawn.
Tired?
Yeah, still getting used to the flow of things, I guess. The thing with Shizune took me kind of off guard, though. I grit my teeth a little at the candid mention of their public spat. That said, I do want to sort out what in the world was behind it.
About that. I'm sorry about being so public. Shizune and I go back some ways.
Her voice seems slightly irritated as she remembers Shizune, obviously unwilling to discuss it any further. I glanced to Hanako for her views on this, but her expression is unsurprisingly elusive and difficult to read. By the way, I guess her apologizing for it is something even if my curiosity goes unanswered.
I'll be glad once this festival is over in any case.
The change of topic's welcome, clearing the thickening air quickly. I can imagine my old school festival as well, more low-key than this.
Yamaku stresses the idea of a school community, so the staff likes to make our festivals and such special occasions.
And yet the students are the ones who do the work. What an unfair world. Hanako and Lilly both chuckle in agreement, savoring the fact that none of the staff are around to hear our grumbling.
I suppose coming from a strict old girls' school helped me a bit with Yamaku. Compared to there, Yamaku is much more relaxed.
That'd go way towards explaining her well-bred speech and behavior in any case. As we come up to the dormitories, it eventually comes time to leave for our respective rooms. See you, Lily, Hanako. Do both give polite nods before setting off to the women's dorms just next to the guys. As is to be expected of such an arrangement, there's a staff member casually patrolling around outside to prevent any nighttime shenanigans. Shenanigans! Walking past him, I quickly stretched my arms and rubbed my neck, both quite sore after having worked on the floor for so long before walking to my room. Feels good to actually have direction, though. After so long in the hospital, the everyday facts of studying homework and teachers seems almost like a blessing. Guess if things continue like this, my time at Yamaku might turn out okay. Hearing to the nurse's nagging voice in the back of my head, I set my alarm clock to wake me up early enough to go jogging again. Made a promise that I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to keep it. Besides, Emmy's bound to rat on me if I don't show up. But it's not all that bad.